The following is a presentation of the Matt Talk Podcast Network.
From the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, this is Legends. I'm Jason Bryant. Prepare for a journey through wrestling's past, present, and future, as we'll hear the great stories of wrestling and success from the true legends of the sport here on Hall of Fame Legends. His interest in wrestling surfaced in 1922 from deep in the waters of San Francisco Bay. After more than half a century of service to the sport, Dr. Albert deFerrari's impact on wrestling spanned the globe. His first exposure to the sport followed a shipwreck near the Golden Gate. The ship's cargo of cotton was declared free to any takers. Already a champion swimmer and diver, deFerrari retrieved a truckload. The mothers of his neighborhood then remade the wrestling mats of the area, stuffing in the free cotton and sewing the canvas covers with heavy thread. Such interest attracted the attention of the young San Francisco dentist. Soon he would become involved in promoting wrestling in the storied Olympic Club and would nurture the sport until the club became of national renown on the mats. Dr. Al never lost his innovative approach. While serving more than 2 decades on the U.S. Olympic Committee and the International Wrestling Federation, he brought about this country's first exchange series with Japan and the Soviet Union and inaugurated the Junior World Championships. When USA Wrestling was founded in 1968, he was an inspirational leader and a close liaison with the international leaders of the sport until his death in 1976. His greatest contribution came during the late 1950s when he rescued the vague and indecisive international rules from their pointless pattern. Because of his efforts, the International Federation accepted the scoring of points for takedowns, stopping of the clock for out of bounds, and requirements that even the touch fall must be controlled by the offensive wrestler. Even a shipload of waterlogged cotton had been easier to salvage from the depths. For a lifetime of leadership in the development of wrestling and for his impact on modernization of the sport, Dr. Albert deFerrari is honored as a distinguished member of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, class of 1979.
Dr. Albert deFerrari, fondly known as Dr. Al. Dr. Al was the designer and the architect of the United States Wrestling Federation. Dr. Al had a vision, and that vision was that someday there would be an organization that would have wrestling as its utmost interest. His concept of the USWF was wrestling for wrestling people. Dr. deFerrari is being honored tonight, and his credentials for entry into the Wrestling Hall of Fame will be demonstrated in our formal presentation. My mission here this evening is to tell you about Dr. Al, the man. Dr. Al was a quiet, gentle man. He was kind, and his greatest interest in life was to help the young people in wrestling. I was with him on many occasions where he vitalized the young wrestlers, and he gave them spiritual encouragement, including the young referees that were coming up. I speak personally in that area because Dr. Al sponsored me as a young budding official. I can recall many occasions that Dr. Al and I spent many hours together discussing wrestling. And his ambition was that someday we could all get together and celebrate the occasion such as this. Unfortunately, Dr. Al had passed away just before the inauguration of the Hall of Fame. Although Dr. Al was a very quiet person, there was a quiet strength that supported all here that have participated in the formulation of the USWF. Just let me share one occasion with you. It was back in 1967, year before the 68 Olympics. FILA, the organization that controls wrestling in the world, for the first time decided that there were going to be qualifications for officials to work the Olympic Games. 4 officials, young officials from the United States, traveled to Dubrovnik, Yugoslavia, to attend that clinic. After 1 week of clinic instruction, both written examinations and practical examinations, the list of officials that qualified for the Olympic Games was posted. 3 of the Americans attending were selected. Upon seeing that list, Dr. Al immediately called a meeting of the FILA Bureau. Dr. Al was a member of the FILA Bureau. For several hours, they negotiated. And after it was over, there were 4 officials that were assigned to do the Olympic Games in Mexico City in '68. After speaking to Dr. Al and asking him what took place in that meeting, he said that the rationale for only 3 to be appointed was because the Russians had only brought 3 officials to qualify. And after the qualification meeting, the Russians pursued the fact that no country should have any more officials representing them than did the Russian team. Dr. Al could not buy that, and the Russians knew Dr. Al from previous experiences. After that negotiation session, that quiet strength, and we know that the Russians or no other organization could put any bounds on Dr. deFerrari. That was only one occasion. I spent many, many hours with Dr. Al discussing the wrestling situation in the United States. He was determined, again, that things had to get better in the United States before we could win the gold medals that we're so proud of. Tonight is probably one of the most outstanding moments of my career in wrestling. We've had some great thrills, but tonight, this is the most singular moment of my life and career in wrestling. And at this time, I wish to thank the deFerrari family, his daughter Laurie, who is here with her daughter Terry, his daughter Barbara, who is back in California and called me, and his brother Ed, who is here, who asked me to be the presenter to Dr. Al. On that note, I again thank you, deFerraris, for this great honor, and I present Dr. Al deFerrari, Distinguished Member of the Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor that I have to be here tonight to accept this plaque for my father. When we first heard that Dad had been elected to the Hall of Fame, I think you can all realize how excited and thrilled we all were. It is such a marvelous honor. If my mother and Dad were alive tonight and could be here, I know that this would have been the proudest moment in their life. My sister, Barbara Barsakini, could not be here tonight, but she wanted me to express the same feelings from her. My daughter, Terry, is here tonight, and she has just been terribly impressed with the whole proceedings as I have been. I want to thank the nominating committee, especially Dr. Zawaro, who submitted Dad's name to the Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Legends is presented by the National Wrestling Hall of Fame and produced by the Matt Talk Podcast Network. If you want to hear more from wrestling's legends, contribute to this ongoing project at halloffamelegends.org/contribute. One-time and small monthly donation options are available. We hope you've enjoyed this look into wrestling history. This has been Legends. I'm Jason Bryant.